So, well, I put all the movies in. So right, there's 64 is a good lot here, and how should I start? Okay, so for some context, me and my friends around like April or August, we picked 30 movies, and like I picked 15, he picked 15, and yeah, we watched 30 movies back to back to back to back for 30 days. So some of these movies I don't remember at all. I'm gonna be honest. Like let's see. There's one in specific, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I liked it, but man, I don't remember a single thing about it. I don't know. I feel like if it was confusing plus the 30 days, like oh, it was hard to remember. But um this doesn't have it in chronological order, like from the start of 2024 to the end. Like this listing isn't. So I do have it right here, and that's the order I'm gonna go by. So before we get into it, I need to figure out how I want to rank these. I think I'm just gonna do it off like pure enjoyment, not like how objectively good I think it is, even though I think that is kind of a hard line to walk regardless. But um I think the absolute favorites, that's gonna be for my top five. They Are Cooking. It's pretty self-explanatory, and the rest are as well. So enough said there. I feel like I'm missing something. Um Now let's just hop straight into it. Okay. So we started the year 2024 with a silent voice. Now we gotta find it. Oh, easy to find. All right. This one we'll just leave it down here for a second. Initially I watched the movie and then I immediately bought the manga, read all the mangas, so it's definitely good stuff for above. I really like the romance, the themes of the story, the loneliness, the isolation, and just like redeeming yourself and trying to be a better person. And with all that said, I think for now it's gonna have to go good stuff. I'm gonna try and be pretty like pretty rigid, I guess, in my rankings because most of the stuff I watch, I try not to watch stuff that I feel like I won't like. So usually I watch a lot of stuff and I rate it pretty highly because of that. And yeah, with this, I feel like that They Are Cooking is gonna be a big list. It's gonna have a lot, and a lot of people cooked. Let's just say that. All right. But in 2024, we started the year with two anime movies, all right? And the next one was Perfect Blue, all right? It was definitely not a waste of time. I'm going to put all the movies in a waste of time at first for a little placeholder. Um where do we even start with Perfect Blue, man? Perfect Blue is insane. I've never watched anything like it. Um it is off-putting. It is eerie. It is it's like there's so many ways you could describe it, and I don't feel like any of them nail it down. Jesus, it's a work of art though. I mean, it might be absolute favorites or top of They Are Cooking. I'm pretty sure the author of this is Satoshi Kon, if I'm not mistaken. Satoshi Kon. Yes, yes it is. Yeah, it's about a girl who's got problems and she here, let's just read this. A young Japanese singer is encouraged by her agent to quit singing and pursue an acting career, beginning with a role in a murder mystery TV show. I mean, and that's kind of light. Um, I don't know. I kind of wouldn't want to describe it anyway. It's something you just got to go into blind, and it'll blow you away. It's insane. Perfect Blue. I'm gonna put it top of They Are Cooking for now, though. And at the end, I'm gonna come through and re-rank everything. I feel like that's what most people do. But then next we have third movie of the year. We have Made in Abyss movie. First off, I can't think of his name, but the person who makes the music for Made in Abyss, man, he is probably one of my favorite musicians. Like, I love his music so much. Like, at least 5 to 10 bangers, at least, that I love so much. I just can't think of the names. They're all forgetting me right now. But where is it actually? Gotta scoot up. Um, I'm not seeing it. right here. Okay. Um, this one's kind of like a season 1, season 2, and then a movie of an anime, so like it's kind of hard to rank as like its own thing. But I think it was definitely good stuff at the best. I mean, yeah, it was definitely good stuff at least. Um, because it's not really its standalone thing. You have to have the context of the first season, not season 2. It's like the bridge between season 1 and season 2. But yeah, I'm confident with good stuff for that one. Next we got a Tarantino movie. I'm a big fan of Tarantino. I actually started this year, 2025. I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That movie was awesome. Yeah, I really loved that. But for this one, we're going to Inglorious Bastards. Inglorious Bastards is so good. It's definitely They Are Cooking. It's about a group of people going into World War II and they're trying to stop the Nazis. And you know what can you say? It's got the Tarantino humor and like just the Tarantino feel. It does it so well. The ending's good. I love it. What's up, Bunny? So I would probably put Inglorious Bastards where it's at. Yeah, I like it. Next we have Dune 1 and Dune 2, and I was thinking about it. It's kind of hard to rank these movies because they're split in half and then it's 2 parts. But if I do like the second one more because it was the climax, and I saw it in D box seats in the theaters. And no, I didn't. That was a different movie, but I saw it in IMAX, which probably took off because it was so loud. But all right, let's get to the ranking. Dune 2. It doesn't even need no explanation. Everyone knows what Dune is, but I'd probably put Dune 2. Actually, I might do the rankings while I'm doing it. I might put Dune 2 above Inglorious Bastards, but I think it stays behind Perfect Blue for me. I mean, it's epic, but this is one of a kind in the way that it makes you feel. It is so Perfect Blue is it's perfect for like psychological horror. It's like the best thing I've ever seen for that genre. All right, so Dune 2, and Dune 1. For me, it's good stuff where They Are Cooking, but I feel like it's got to go. I feel like it's got to. They Are Cooking. It just has to. Honestly, I'll just put it right behind it. I feel like that's fair enough, honestly. All right, next up, we got a murder mystery, Knives Out. I actually wanted to see this movie for a long time. Um, and I saw a TikTok clip of it. I'm not gonna get into spoilers, but there's a moment in it where some crazy shit happens. I saw it on TikTok, and I was like, yeah, I'll watch that. It turns out that was like the climax and like the big twist of the movie, but hey, I still enjoyed it somehow. Trying to think about where I want to put this. It's a very fun movie. I'm a big fan of murder mysteries. Not a big fan, but I do like them. So it's good stuff just for that alone. I do think that's a safe place to put it. Maybe ahead of Made in Abyss, behind the Silent Voice. That's probably a fair place to put it. All right. Um. All right. So after that, the Haikyuu movie. I saw that in theaters with my boy Crank. That movie was insane. I love Haikyuu, and it's similar to Made in Abyss, where it's like a bridge of seasons, or I think it's gonna end off on movies, but I feel like you kind of rank them differently than an actual movie. Hmm. But some great volleyball was played. They did a little POV shot, and it looked insane. All the characters in Haiku are sick, and they were on display, so that was. I feel like it goes above a silent voice, but then it feels like a silent voice should move up as well. Hmm. Where is it first? The Haiku movie. I think I just saw it. It's got like yeah. Hmm. Nah, it isn't better than the silent voice. It isn't better. I can't say that. Grave of Fireflies, man. This movie is. traumatic. All right, this movie is you're not gonna leave this movie feeling great and happy. You're gonna leave feeling depressed and like existential dread, just in a different mood. It's about children in war just trying to survive, and it is so well made. I think it's a Studio Ghibli movie. Funny enough, yeah, it's a one of a kind movie. Wow. I'm just like thinking about it all coming back to me. It is insane. And it's kind of a little bit confusing. I feel like that's intended so, and I really love this movie. So I loved it. I'm trying to think about where I would put it. It's above Dune for sure, but is it absolute favorites or behind or in front of Perfect Blue? W stream, thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Hey, if you're enjoying the stream, drop a like. I would love to see that. I want to pull up my stream. I've got like everything open, but that. Let's turn that down a little bit as well. I don't even. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, we got 2 likes and a sub. Thank you for the likes and subs. Um, have you seen any of these movies so far, Chris? We can keep going and then you can just let me know. All right, next. Wait, did I do? Oh, I didn't do Grave of the Fireflies. Where was it? Um, where is it? I'm thinking it's gonna have to go. I'm saving the absolute favorites for my top 5, and I don't think Grave of the Fireflies would be in there. And I don't think it's better than Perfect Blue, so there's my answer. I do think it's better than Dune. Alright, and I'm going in chronological order. Like, I have, like, the exact list of, like, the day, not days, but, like, I watched them in, like, this order throughout the year of last year. So that's how I'm doing it. And so for some context, since you just joined, Chris, shit, I forgot the context. Oh yeah, a lot of these movies, like 30 of them, I watched 30 days in a row. So there's like 5 or so that I feel like I don't remember at all, just because that's an insane amount of movies to be watching at one time. But okay, these are gonna be easy to rank for me. Inside Out, all-time classics. At least the first one. The first one is definitely They Are Cooking, but the second one, the anxiety, I was not feeling it. I was not feeling it. Um, it hit a little too close to home for me. It definitely was better and it was alright. I think Inside Out goes behind everything on They Are Cooking. I like that pick. And then where would Inside Out 2 go? I watched like 3 of the movies here. Oh, maybe I could put you on. There's so many bangers here. So many good movies. I was gonna say, if you have any specific genres you like, or you want to try something new, put it in the chat, and I could probably find you a banger movie. But I'd put Inside Out 2 and Good Stuff just for the fact that I don't think it's as good as the first one. Not that it isn't good, but if like, let's just say the first one was a 10, it's like an 8. So I'd probably, it could be it was alright. Nah, I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. But I don't think it's better than any of those other movies. A Silent Voice, no, 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 no. It could maybe, we'll move on. Next, we have a movie the first movie this year that I saw in theaters. The second movie I saw this year in theaters, which is Twisters, which I got exactly what I wanted out of the movie. I wanted to see tornadoes tear shit up. That's what happened. And that's about the movie itself, with like a cute little romance in it. Nice little story to it as well. I don't want to spoil anything for that one. I feel like some of these I will spoil, and there will be spoiler warnings if you do care. But for Twisters, I gotta start being more rude because it's just gonna fill up They Are Cooking and Good Stuff. That'll be the whole list. It's like, wow, very informative. Can't fucking speak. All right, where is Twisters? Twisters. Twisters. Oh, right here. All right, nice. Actually, I have an idea to change it. I'm gonna change this to pretty good. No, this to pretty good, just so that I can. What the fuck do you spell? Am I okay? Is it, bro? Bro. What is wrong? How do you spell pretty? Okay, bro. Jesus Christ, why did I just turn into an idiot? My bad. Pretty good stuff, and then just good stuff. So that way I can have a little more wiggle room. Okay, so now I would probably drop Inside Out to that, and Made in Abyss to that, and Knives Out to that. Yeah, I would do that. Alright, so back to Twisters. Well, since I just did that, I take a hint. It's going to probably the top of it, honestly. I also watched it with my mom in theaters, which makes it just a little bit better on its own. Big fan of that. Your mic's kind of quiet. Can you turn it up a little more? This one's kind of like a season 1, season 2, and then a movie of an anime. So I hear myself very well. And the Streamlabs, it's got my mic volume well. Is it you or is it me? Uh, 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 yeah, it seems to be working for me. Uh, yeah, it seems to be working for me. So you can hear the volume that I'm hearing myself out, but it's gonna start going crazy. So you can hear the volume that I'm. Gotta mute that. My V. No, it's all good. Okay, I put Twisters in there. Oh wait. Okay. Okay. If anyone wants just a list of all the movies I've watched, I don't want to like spoil the. Oh, also for some more context, I forgot to mention this. Like a couple slides over, I have my initial rankings to everything, which I'm kind of not using to base off of, because this is like aged. It's a lot of time after. For some of these, when we get down to like here, I watched this like like a week ago, so it's kind of unfair. Like some of these will have recency bias, and some of them won't. But maybe maybe I should start before I say the movie like what I initially ranked it out of 10. So I'll continue to do that. But here's all the movies. I'll go a little slow if anyone wants to pause. These are all the movies that I watched in 2024. Lots of bangers, lots of classics like Blade Runner, The Godfather, Iron Man 1, Harry Potter's, Whiplash, Interstellar for the third time. And a couple of these movies are rewatches. I don't think we've gotten to one yet. Yeah, so that's all the movies. Which one were we on? We were on Pulp Fiction. Okay. Well, this is actually the first one that I ranked in 2024. The Dune movies were so good, dude. They were. And the Dune Prophecy show. I actually watched that. I actually finished it last night on my VR, laying in the bed. I was just staring at the ceiling with like a fucking theater-sized screen. It was epic. And I finished it. It was good too. If you like Dune, watch Prophecies. If you like TV shows as well, it's in the same verse, same kind of vibe. Not really, but it still is epic. I like it. But Pulp Fiction, all right. Initially, for the second rewatch or third time rewatching it with my friend in this 30-day period, um, it was a 10 out of 10. There's no other way to put it. There's so many quotes that I love. Oh my god, there's so many. Some of them I literally couldn't even say on YouTube. I would get banned, but it's Tarantino's best movie, and it's like second movie he ever directed. It's like crazy. Pulp. Oh, there is so many quotes that are just amazing. The vibe, the fucking like dialogue is. It's like, how do you explain it? It's like people talking, if they were like professional talkers. Like it sounds, it's all worded so perfectly, and it's just music to your ears. That's why it's gonna be the first absolute favorite. That's an all-time classic. The MetaQuest newer ones are fire, dude. They're epic. I was just laying in bed looking at Dune. It's like insane. Um, the Truman Show. This one, um, I initially ranked it at a 7, which I feel like that's maybe a hot take. I know a lot of people like this movie, and I like the idea of this movie. Like I like the feel of it, but for some reason it just didn't land with me. I don't know. Like I could see how someone could watch that and think it's a 10 out of a 10 movie, and like that's mad respectable, I guess. But for me personally, it's definitely not meh. All right, that would just be insulting. Um, I do like the ending though. The ending's kind of charismatic. I think that it is behind these movies and pretty good stuff. What would I put Dune and They Are Cooking, or Inglorious Bastards and Inside Out? Like, cause Inglorious Bastards isn't as good as the worst Dune. Neither is Inside Out. Maybe they're like here actually, cause they're better than these movies, but they're not better than these. Are Inside Out arguably better than some like Inside Out? Inside Out. What am I talking about? All right. The next one, we have Parasite. This is a South Korean movie about like capitalism and how it can make families like go insane, and how desperate they can become and like almost like turn into parasites for the namesake of the movie. Um Basically a mild plot synopsis, they just like they see a chance with a rich family and they each just start like molding themselves around this family, and it's like super weird, but you can completely understand where they're coming from, and all of that on its own is very good. But then it's got this like super, I'm trying to make this sound really fancy, but it's just funny. I like that. Also the cinematography, beautiful shots. Like the whole movie, it's just filmed so great, and it will be up there in the absolute favorites. The second one, without a doubt. I love that movie. Okay, we finally found a meh one. All right. So the first meh movie for me, I ranked it at a 5 originally, so nothing's changed over time. It will be Prisoners. Maybe I should start pulling up like pictures of the movie. Prisoners. It's got Jake Gyllenhaal, and yeah, it's a pretty good movie. Like on paper, it should have been a pretty good movie, but like the way it was executed and like the way it like impacted me, I was just like, So it's going to meh. That's the Quiet Place. Where is it? Prisoners. It's got like two dudes and like split off in half. Um, where the fuck is it? Prisoners. Okay, A Quiet Place, American Psycho, Batman, Blade Runner, Children of Men, Eternal Sunshine, Dunkirk, Everywhere, Tom Hanks's Forrest Gump, Gran Turismo, Hangover, Harry Potter, Howls, Moving Castle, Interstellar, Iron Man. Bro, where is it? Oh, right here. All right, nice. Two to the right of. Oh, hey, you locked in. I like that. All right. Yeah, it was just meh, but I could definitely see a lot of people watching this movie and be like, "Yeah, that was a good movie." It has nice moments. Like if you've like, I've definitely seen this clip a lot from this movie where he's like in the car and it's like that like TikTok shit where it's like when dudes get mad and it's like him in the car just freaking out, and it's like really good acting, but that's probably one of the best parts of the movie, to be honest. But move on from that. Next, we got Tarantino's first ever movie. For the people that don't know, it's Reservoir Dogs. It's about a bank heist, and it's really more a bank heist happens. There's a rat, and then they're in this little place, and then it's just Among Us from there. And man, it is just it's an hour 30, it's an hour 40, but it feels even shorter. It's like it's an insane movie. I didn't know what to expect, and I would have never expected what I got from this movie. It is insanely good. Yeah, and they have like that one iconic pose. Shouldn't have took it down. Yeah, like this pose right here. I've seen this so many times before I actually watched it, but yeah, an iconic pose right there. Um, Reservoir Dogs. I ranked it a 9.5 originally, and I don't know if it's an absolute favorite. It's not better than Pulp Fiction or Parasite, and like Interstellar's got a spot already, so maybe I should fill the absolute favorites and then switch them out over time. I'm gonna do that. So Interstellar is definitely going up there. Interstellar to me is Christopher Nolan's best movie. I just love the theme of love in that movie. The all the science, it just feels so good. The visuals, the acting, dude, that scene where he's on the monitor talking to his son and then it cuts to the sister. Oh, dude, that shit makes me cry. I've seen the movie like 4 times and I think I've cried 3 of them. Like it is a work of art, that movie. I love that movie so much. It's probably my favorite movie. It was my favorite movie ever for such a long time, but if I had to think about it, Parasite or something else might take it over by now, but man, what a movie. Oh, I forgot to rank Reservoir Dogs as well. Reservoir Dogs is definitely above Dune, but yeah, that's a healthy spot. Between Grave of the Fireflies and Dune. So I got 2 more spots to fill with this top one. Um, I just saw one of them. I'm trying to figure out the other one. All right, I think I got it. I think I got it. Dude, there's so many contenders for the top. So I would put Your Name up there and Scarface. Oh my God, don't even get me started on those movies. But for contenders, it could be The Wild Robot, Howl's Moving Castle, definitely a chance. Children of Men, I love that movie. There's just I think that's all the ones that could maybe be top 10. Maybe Whiplash or True Romance, but other than that, that's probably my top 5 right there. So Your Name is like the first like romance anime that I like watched that was by this author who makes like a ton of them. He's kind of like the main guy of like the Japan romance movies. And man, the animation alone puts the movie at like an 8, but then like the romance, the body swap theme I like never seen before. It was so unique to me, and it just was the gift that kept giving, man. It was awesome. I loved Your Name. And Sparkle, the OST, that song slaps so hard. If I could play it, I'd play it right now. And we would sit here for 7 minutes and listen to the. It's awesome. Oh my God, it is so good. And Scarface is the exact opposite vibe, but man, if you've ever heard the clip like the eyes, Chico, they never lie. That's where it came from. There's also another clip I saw a lot. It was like what do you want? And then he goes like, a lot of context sounds so funny. I love your name. Oh, they say that in the movie a lot too. It's a little confusing sometimes, but yeah, Scarface is like this gangster, and I want to spoil it and talk about how much I love it in detail, but it's like watch it for yourself. How can I give you a brief little introduction? It's like it feels old in a good way, and it feels nostalgic, and I've never seen it. But it's about someone comes to America and he has this like ambition, like like this strong ambition to become whatever he wants to be, and nothing will question it. And it's so like just it like it really touches your testosterone. It's sick. And it's also got that "say hello to my little friend." That's also in there. There's so many quotes in that movie as well. Great stuff. Um, it's about all right. Last little thing on the movie. It's about someone's unnerving ambition and how that power he gains ruins his life. And man, that's a masterpiece movie. Um, nah, fuck it. I need to pull up my favorite scene. Uh, the whole world, Chico. I love this scene.
Me, I want what's coming to me.
Oh, well, what's coming to you, Tony?
The world, Chico. And everything in it.
Oh, my.
Dude, it's something so simple, but man. Oh my god, I love that scene. Holy shit. Alright. Now back to the list. Where were we? Reservoir Sicario. Okay. I kind of had some high expectations for this movie originally, alright? Two of my friends really hyped it up. And then I watched it, and it was nothing like I expected. So that unfortunately dropped it just on its own. But, and like the vibe of like an army movie kind of just not for me, really. Unless it's done in like a All Quiet on the Western Front type beat. I just don't think I can get behind it. I mean, it's not even army, it's more like what are they called? Like border agents trying to stop drugs, that type of vibe. Which I guess I could like. I don't know. It just didn't hit for me. I want to move on from this movie. I don't want to talk bad on it. Like if I don't like it, I don't want to talk bad on it. I just want to move to something I do like and would like to talk about. So let's find it. Hmm. Is it on here? Sicario even on here? Yes, it is right here. That is a weird poster. I don't want to do it to it. Like to me personally, like I rated it a 7, but this is an enjoyment. Like objectively, I gave it a 7, but subjectively, it was kind of meh. But I can't do that. It'll be the bottom of. I'll put it at the bottom of good stuff. Um, and next we got Taxi Driver. This one's like very hyped up, like a very hyped up old movie, and I feel like that's the only thing that made me not like it was how old it felt. If this movie, like everything from like the dialogue, the plot, the cinematography, if everything stayed the exact same, but the tech was 20 years or 30 years older, this movie would be so much better. I'm telling you. But that beside the point, it's just about like isolation and loneliness in New York, the one of the cities in America with the most people, and it's just a real good like what's the word? It's a real good representation of being alone in a major city and wanting more out of your life. And honestly, what not to do if you feel that way. um where would hmm. That's where I'm feeling. Wait, ahead of not in front of Inglorious Bastards, not in front of Inside Out. Above Twisters though. I think that's a safe put. All right. American Psycho. Okay, listen, everybody loves American Psycho. I've never heard anyone put like talk bad on it, but here, I'm here to say that movie's ass. I did not like it at all. I felt like it didn't know what it wanted to be, and I didn't even want to be watching it. It was so bad. And there's one scene where he's at the top of a staircase and there's a lady running down this like spiral staircase, and he just chucks a chainsaw down and it hits her perfectly. It completely unimmersed me and I was like thrown off completely. Did not want to watch the rest of it. And I feel like the comedy, if it wanted to be a comedy movie, it would have been good. Or if it wanted to be a psychological thriller, it would have been good. But it wanted to be both. and I feel like it took away from both. So that's why it'll be our first waste of time. And even when I initially watched it, I put it at a 4, so nothing's really changed. It's about the same. And I actually have Inglorious Bastards again, because I did rewatch it, but we already ranked it. Am I happy with its ranking? I'd have to put it over the Truman Show. I feel like A Silent Voice has to go up there. The Pursuit of Happyness is a really good movie. I did not like it too much, to be honest. But I digress. What do we got next? Batman: The Dark Knight, the Christopher Nolan movie. This is actually the first Batman I ever watched. Trying to think about what I felt about it. Because to be honest, I can't even remember it. This is like 10 days into watching movies back to back to back. This is one of those ones that I've just forgot completely. I mean, I gave it a 7. So I could just play off of that. No, I'll rank it off intuition. And I think it's better than Prisoners and American Psycho. So it's good stuff at least. Maybe put it at the top of good stuff. Maybe move Knives up 1 and then put it behind that. My list might be controversial to some people, but I feel like you could find out from just how this is ranked that I'm not a big action person, or just the lack of action movies in here. Like, a lot of these are like psychological thrillers or dramas or romance or biopics in one case. Just a whole lot of different vibes. Some comedies. Yeah, who in the Discord yanking on their phone? Where is it? Howl's Moving Castle. Oh my god. See, this is one for me that I ranked a 10 out of 10 when I first watched it, and thinking back on it, I fucking love Calcifer to death. That little fire, dude, he's awesome. It is so good. What did I rank Perfect Blue? Oh, I wasn't ranking them yet. I think I would have said 9. I think I would have to put Howl's Moving Castle. And Howl's Moving Castle, if you never watched it, I'm not gonna explain it to you, or just watch it yourself if you like happy, fun anime movies. I mean, it's sad at some points, but you'll be delighted to watch it blind. And I'm going to rank it once I find it at. I feel like if you ask me every single day, it would flip back and forth between Perfect Blue and Howl's Moving Castle being better than each other. So I don't know. For now, though, I'm regretting it. I think that Perfect Blue, for enjoyability, or how much I liked it, no, that's different. Yeah, I'm gonna have to leave it there. Alright, so next, Gran Turismo. I think it's like one of the first racing movies I've watched other than like Pixar's Cars, honestly. I gave this a 6 out of 10. For me in my rankings, that's usually good, or what is it actually? I think it's good though. And like 5 is average. Okay, I'm indifferent. But actually, I just turn it down. Alright. Oh no, I got ahead of myself. Gran Turismo. Gran Turismo. I feel like it did everything it wanted to, and it wasn't magnificent, and it wasn't bad. It's definitely landed its place somewhere in the good stuff. I just don't know where yet. But if you like racing and you like the Gran Turismo games, I imagine you might like it, or not because of it. But I really liked it. the most notable moment for me was when he fucking flipped the car, and then I found out he did that in real life. It's like Jesus, it's like crazy, like car crash that guy went through in real life, and yeah, I'm surprised he made it through that. But I think it would be healthy to put it at above Sicario for me. That's what I would put it. Dude, I gotta find these movies every time. There we go. Oh, we got about 60 more to go. Not too bad. Not too bad. Um, honestly, I might just go ahead and rank all the Harry Potters just to get it out the way. Okay, so let me think. I'm gonna go my favorites first. The Half Blood Prince and what's the third one called? Prisoner of Azkaban? That might be the second one. Regardless, the third and the sixth, those two are my favorite, and they will definitely find their place. That's five. It is Prisoner of Azkaban. Okay. And six. They're definitely my favorite. And do I even want to rank them in between all these movies? I mean, I won't do them for the rest, but three. Nah, we'll just keep them there. We'll keep them there. I don't. Yeah. But to talk about the Harry Potter series, I tried to watch the whole set of movies, and I got to like the fourth one, and for some reason the whole way through it just didn't feel right. I didn't like it. And then I like gave it some time and I just rewatched it all, and man, I had a blast. I really enjoyed like every movie, honestly. Like every single one of them I thought were at least good, and like in 3 and six's case, like very, very good. The time travel here and some spoiler stuff I don't want to talk about, but Dumbledore's the goat. Snape, an interesting character. I love just the adventure vibe that the movie has with the three main cast, Ron, Hermione, and Harry Potter. Those characters are so memorable. Very good movies. I wish I watched them as kids, to be honest. But next, let's rank the rest of them. So, honestly, I'm gonna rank the last two together, and I would say they are healthy there. Those two are split in half, so they're just gonna be the same movie for me. And they're pretty good stuff. Honestly, I would put them above the Truman Show and everything behind it. Next, we have which one's this? I think that's the second one. The fourth one. The fourth one's actually the one I like the least, so I'd put that one in good stuff just for there for the moment. The fifth one, that's got that crazy principal lady. Honestly, that movie was pretty entertaining. I think it could. The first one's definitely. It could even go up there. The first one's iconic, dude. The first one is iconic. Is it fair to? Yeah, it's fair to put it up there. I think so. Or maybe I just put it ahead of these. When I put the first Harry Potter, but I want to watch the first Harry Potter again, or Inglorious Bastards again. I think where I've got them is my answer. So the sixth Harry Potter, the Order of the Phoenix. That one's actually kind of drawing a blank in my head. Is that the Tom Riddle one? I don't want to spoil it. Wait, that was the fifth one. Then which one? Oh, this was the fourth one. Okay, wait, okay, no, I remember now. I just said I was just talked about it as if I knew the movie, and then I'm like, yeah, I don't remember it. So this one maybe behind it. No, it's above it. I just said I enjoyed that movie. What did I rank it initially? I ranked it an 8. I did enjoy that movie a lot. Um, it's hard to like differentiate the movies themselves because I watched them all so soon. So it almost just kind of feels like one big TV show with no seasons. So it's like, yeah, that was good, but it's like hard to break apart the episodes. I think I would move up this a lot. Um, Honestly, we'll put it in this patch. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that. Maybe move the Truman Show and Taxi Driver up. Mm, I've kind of gained appreciation with Taxi Driver over time, but I couldn't put it over the Harry Potters, nor Inside Out. Okay, is Truman Show? No, it's not better than any of those. Haikyuu Movie? No, no. Okay. Any more Harry Potters left? What is this one? This is the second one. The second one is probably my. I really enjoyed the second one a lot. Um, you know what? I'm just gonna continue it to this batch of movies. I did enjoy the second one more than the ending movies, so we'll put it there. Where'd my list go? That is all the Harry Potters. They're all. So let me rethink that. 3 and 6 at the top. Maybe you never watched Interstellar. It is an insanely good movie. I love it so much. But right now I'm trying to think about these Harry Potters because it's all like a mirage in my mind. The second one and first one I enjoyed more than the ending and fifth. That might be a lie. Maybe I move. The second one or first one. Which one did I rank higher initially? Harry Potter 2 is 7.5, and again, both 7.5s. Maybe they're good where they're at. These were great Harry Potter movies. Honestly, you could put the. I might do it. I'm gonna get the second, the Deathly Hollows, put it up there. It had a great ending. I really like seeing all that. Alright, let's move on to the next one in chronological order. I've lost my spot though. Okay. I did Reservoir Dogs, Sicario, American Psycho, Inglorious Bastards, Batman, Howls Moving Castle, Gran Turismo. Did that. Dunkirk. Okay. Another Christopher Nolan film. This movie is the way that he plays with time in this movie. It's like so confusing, or at least it was for me, and that knocks some points away of enjoyment because I was just like, "What is going on?" But overall, I still like the movie a lot, and the ending is so sick. Um, for Dunkirk, I'm probably gonna have to give it. I initially rated it an 8. Where would I put Dunkirk? Um, um, maybe above Inglorious Bastards and Pretty Good Stuff. Oh, you got me. You read me like a book. I think the Haikyuu movie, like if I had to pick which one to watch right now, I'm watching the Haikyuu movie. Because I've also rewatched that movie twice, so that kind of knocks it. But I've also watched Haikyuu twice. Wait, so okay, would I watch Dunkirk over Inglorious Bastards? No shot. There's no shot. What about the Truman Show? Nope. Ooh, okay. I wouldn't have none. Neither with the Harry Potters. What about Inside Out? Hold up. Bro, you're cooking. I'm about to say it might just be a good movie, like the top of good, because none of those I would rather watch. If you're wondering where I am, just ask your mom. All right, my mom's like right there behind this door watching something, some action movie on the couch. So I hope y'all are having fun. Rogue One. All right. So for some context, Alex, I watched 30 movies back to back to back to back to back, 30 days in a row, and some of these movies I forgot completely, like maybe like 5 out of the 30, and this is one of them. Rogue One. It's a Star Wars movie. I couldn't tell you the plot, the characters, anything. So like, is it even fair to rate this? I don't know. I initially rated it a 6.5. I didn't. That's like a. It was good. It was good. Rogue One. Right here. Okay. I think just based off the fact that I can't really remember it, I think it's better in Prisoners and worse than most of these movies. So it's a healthy good movie. Good stuff. Healthy good stuff. But if you're a Star Wars fan, I bet you love that movie. Meh. I don't even remember it, so I can't really rank it fairly. I'm just kind of trying to do it off my initial ranking. Blade Runner 2049. Okay, now this one's going to be controversial to some people that would love this. So we doing some moist critical type ranking things? Yeah, I gotta switch it up. I feel like I've been so stagnant with my channel. I need to evolve in some way. And I'm working on it, you know? So that's what we're doing. What, Blade Runner 2049? Yeah, people absolutely adore this movie. I initially gave it an 8.5. I like it a lot too. But I feel like I only like it because of the vibe. Like just like the world that they're in, and yeah, I'm kind of lost for words here. I don't know. It's one of those that I'd recommend you watch with no context. Shit, maybe I need to do the opposite and have context going in so I could remember what I watched. What? I remember it somewhat. No, actually, now that I say that, I'm remembering it better. Nah, that movie actually was pretty good. Where and pretty good, though? Is it above the Truman Show? Yes. There we go. This Truman Show is a good marker, because, like, I know how I feel about that pretty well. So I'd put Blade Runner just ahead of it. It's kind of funny how it's like they are cooking pretty good stuff, are all just equally. This is what I mean by like I really try to look for movies that I'll like, so that way I don't watch bad movies. And if you do that, you know your rankings will come out looking like this. But let's move on to the next one. Um, I like that. Oh yeah, and Alex, if you're curious, here's every single movie I watched in 2024. If you don't know, like off the pictures, you can just see these names real quick, and you can rewind if you want. I'm just going through it for you. Um, yeah, and some scores that I'm kind of spoiling, but maybe I'm going too fast for anyone to care. All right, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Oh my god. Oh damn, damn, bro. Yeah, I thought about uploading this as a video after as well, like chopping it up a little bit, like where I stutter or like think for a second and just make it a nice video. But that's neither here nor there. I'm trying to think about Everything Everywhere at Once, and I want to put it in absolute favorites so bad, but it's like, what do I take out? It isn't Interstellar, Parasite. I don't want to do it to Scarface. I really, really don't. I don't want to do it to none of those movies. But I put the top five there for a reason, but oh god. What do I do? Everything Everywhere All at Once is like such a powerful movie, and it's like the theme of love is so like strong in that movie, and it just hits so hard. and it's an emotional movie. It's like happy and it makes you feel every type of emotion. It is just a work of art. And wow, any movie where they're fighting with dildos out of like just out of context, you could say that it's a banger. So I'm gonna put it up there, but I'm gonna have to take one of those out at the end, and it's gonna hurt to do. It's gonna hurt to do. Honestly, I'll put Scarface. I love Scarface, dude. I can't do that. I don't know. I'll mauled over that decision later. All right, Joker. Joker. This might shock some people. Everyone knows what the Joker's about. No need for explanation there. Personally, I thought it was just good stuff. It was entertaining. So if I had to rank it, guess where it would go? Good stuff. Um, yeah, I don't really have too much to say for Joker. It kind of speaks for itself. I really like the ending scene where he's like, "You get what you fucking deserve." That's a banger scene, but other than that, I don't know where I'm going with that sentence. I can't find the Joker either. Dude, my mind is racing right now. There's so many thoughts coming through. Oh, if we were talking posters though, this poster might be at the top. This poster is hard. I'm saying that poster goes dummy. Okay, it's not meh. I'm just trying to figure out where I would put it in these. It's better than this. It's better than this. It's better than this. It's better. Top of good stuff. That's fair. And I think this Harry Potter it's got to get moved up to like maybe honestly there. And I don't even know why the fourth one I disliked. I just did. I'm gonna be honest. I've watched 20% of all of these movies. Hey, I was like that for years, but then last year I just watched so many movies, and here we are. All right. What's next in chronological order? We got The Godfather 1. I mean, The Godfather 1 is an old ass movie. Fuck. These movies are old. They came out like the 70s, 71 or something. That's like 50 years old. It's crazy. Um, Personally, people say that I've heard that the second one's better, but I prefer the first one more. If I had to put it somewhere, but if you like mob stuff and you like old movies and you just like good symbolism and hard like really I'm looking for a word and I can't ever find it. I would have used it like 90 times by now. Um The Godfather's themes are so prevalent and yeah, it's just an insane movie as well. It's not better than Scarface though. It's definitely They Are Cooking, but where would it be? I think over the Harry Potter movie. Maybe bottom of They Are Cooking. That feels fair. I feel like I gotta drop some to the meh, so that way it kind of evens it out a little bit. Be a little harsher for the controversy. Shit, we'll do it. Fuck it. It's my list. We'll put that there. Sicario there. All right. We'll not get too crazy. Will any of these go down? I feel like Taxi Driver and Joker are the same movie, but like 50 years apart. Fun fact. Where I was going with that. The Godfather 2. Okay, so initially I ranked The Godfather 1 an 8.5 and The Godfather 2 an 8. Um, and yeah, I still agree with that, with the first one being better. I think I would have to put The Godfather 2 ahead of The Taxi Driver, but what really made me have some distaste for this movie is this right here. 3 hours and 22 minutes? Dude, what are we doing? That is the longest movie I think I've ever watched. And dude, I was struggling near the end. but I watched it. I did watch it. Next on the list, Nightcrawler. I like the idea of this movie, and the idea of this movie is that there's this weirdo who wants to. Maybe I'm forgetting some of the plot, but he wants to be a journalist and like capture the crazy things that happen in the nightlife of I think LA, and he pushes it way too far, and it's very interesting and entertaining. But it was either the ending or like the execution of it all. It led me to give it a 6, which is in my ranking a good movie. But yeah, I feel like some people could watch that and think it's 10, and I'd be like, fair enough, it's a valid opinion. But for me, it's just gonna land itself in good stuff. I mean, it was cool, but that's about it. um, the end of it. Wait, when I put it at the end, I don't feel like I liked it more than Gran Turismo or Inside Out 2 or Twisters or Knives. Yeah, that's a fair spot. All right, how many do we got left? We got like 20 or so left, and I will do that when I get back. I'm gonna go pee stream. Yeah. So I'll be back. All right. Well, you're back. Um, that would have been so stupid to forget. I've done that before, but I remembered this time. All right, so let's continue. We have up next Midway. I actually saw this movie in theaters when it came out with my mom, I think. And it is a good war movie, but like I said, it kind of glorifies the violence too much, and I'm not a big fan of that. But for like an action war movie, it's pretty entertaining. But I feel like that's kind of contradicting to what I just said, but fuck it. Um, Personally, I think it's right above Dunkirk, in my opinion. Where is it? Midway. I put it above Dunkirk. But if you like a good war movie that's just action, action, and action, there you go. Midway. It's a good recommendation for you. Next, we got Christopher Nolan's biopic on Robert Oppenheimer, and I think that's his name. And man, I saw this in IMAX, and man, it was an insane movie. I like awaited this movie for so long. I wanted to watch it before it came out, and I built a lot of hype up, and it met the hype. It did. Okay, Johnny on the spot. I'll turn that down a little bit. Pull back up the list. Well, why is the list not coming? I initially ranked this a 10, and honestly, I think I might have to change the absolute favorites to top 7 because like there's a couple more that like I just can't not put in the top. But then I'm still gonna run into the conundrum of which one is it and which one's not. Um, Actually, I'm gonna stick to the rules. I'm gonna stick to them. You know, fuck. I'll drop everything everywhere at once down, and then I'll put like if it was top 8 in the absolute favorites, Oppenheimer would be up there. Since it's top 5, it has to go like here or there. Or it's like Perfect Blue could be up there too, but I knew there was so many more other movies that I like equally as much, and maybe even more. Like same with The Wild Robot. This could easily be up there, but you know. Next is the first Iron Man. I had never watched this until recently, and I gave it a 7 initially. Um, And to be honest, it was in that 30-day period of watching movies, and it was near the end, so like I really forgot this movie. But I remember it just being a fun movie, and it was entertaining. So I'm thinking honestly, top of good stuff. Like I probably would watch it over all of those movies. Yeah, I stand by that. But I don't need to explain Iron Man. Everyone knows what Iron Man is. I'm just gonna put it in good stuff and let it be that. All right. The next movie, we actually watched this one. We didn't plan to watch 31 movies, but we did because right after I finished Iron Man 1, we started up Migration, which is, where is it? It's this movie right here. It's about, it's just about birds migrating and like life problems, and it's all put into this adorable little movie, and the themes are so real and authentic, and the animation's beautiful, the the humor's funny. It's just such a good movie, but where would I put it? I would highly recommend this one if you like American animated stuff that's like it almost gives off like Pixar movie vibes or like Universal vibes. It might actually even be by Universal. It's a very good movie. I'm thinking it's pretty good stuff here, honestly. Pretty good stuff. I'm thinking it might be crazy to say, but it might go in front of Inside Out. Which having these two movies in front of these two movies is like I feel like a controversial opinion, but I'm not doing it objectively. It's kind of just off personal enjoyment. But yeah, there's a yeah. All right, so Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, I ranked it very high at 9.5. But again, I was getting obliterated with movies so fast that this one was confusing as shit already, and I don't remember it at all. So like it's kind of unfair to even rank, but I might just rank it off the 9.5 and put it in They Are Cooking at the end of the list. That's like a good plan. Um, Next we have A Quiet Place. Oh, we got another waste of time maybe, dude. A Quiet Place is. Here's a mild plot synopsis. It's a family is living in this post-apocalyptic world or world where monsters exist. I don't know how you put it, and they can't speak because the monsters can hear them, and so there's no dialogue in the whole movie basically. And funny, funny movie. I mean, funny part about it I'll mention later, but yeah. So they spend a lot of the movie not talking, and it's just kind of got a lot of themes about like survival and love and betrayal and like hardships. It could have been a really good movie, but for some reason, it just really missed the mark for me. And I don't think it's a waste of time, but I do think it's meh. But fun fact about this movie, somehow I watched it like, cause I'm not gonna say that. I was watching the movie, and somehow it was in the wrong language, but they don't speak in the movie, so we never knew that. But they were mouthing words, and I was watching it with my friends, and I was like, the words that they're mouthing, that those aren't English. And they were like, yeah, it is, yeah, it is, yeah, it is. But then they actually say something later, and it was a completely different language, and we all just started dying laughing. And that genuinely was the most entertaining part of the movie. I don't know how we got to it, but man, that was something. Oh, this next movie, I actually ended up buying the book for because I thought the movie was so good. I gave the movie a 9, and it is No Country for Old Men. If you like suspense and thriller and like a cat and mouse vibe, that's all I'll tell you. This movie does that perfectly, and for that, I think it's easily in They Are Cooking. And personally, I'm trying to think about where I would put it. I think it goes right behind Dune, or maybe in between the Dunes. It's somewhere like here, like in this area, or like this area. Hmm. Well, I mean, I gave Reservoir Dogs a 9. I gave No Children for Old Men. No Children for Old Men. No Country for Old Men, a 9.5. So based off that, it would be above it. I think that's fair. I'll do that. I knew it was gonna be like this, where the they are cookings are so long. It's because of what I said in the beginning, but hey, I don't like to watch bad movies. That's why I'm not gonna diss on my homie, but these movies are all movies that my friend picked. Literally, he picked Sicario, he picked Rogue One, Prisoners, A Quiet Place, and American Psycho. And but hey, to big him up, he also picked he picked Iron Man and Joker and Batman, Gran Turismo. Even then, saying that, it's like all good stuff. I'm sorry, homie. We just have different tastes. That's fine. Everyone has different taste. We'll move on for because I don't want to diss on the homie. I was trying to big him up, and then I just continued to dig him down. I lost my spot. Um, Hangover. Honestly, Talladega Nights, which is the other comedy movie that we watched, we watched three back to back to back, and they all kind of felt the same in terms of energy and comedy, except one, and that was Talladega. No, that was The Hangover. The Hangover was kind of meh, if I'm being honest. It was kind of meh. I'm gonna put The Hangover at top of meh, and then I'll put Paul there, and I'll put Ricky Bobby maybe a little bit higher. Ricky Bobby was actually pretty funny. Honestly, I'll put Ricky Bobby at the top of good stuff, and maybe I could. Okay, here's how I'll do it. Would I rather watch Paul or the movie above it? I'd rather watch Paul, 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 Paul. Oh, it found its way to the second spot in good stuff. Who would have guessed? Um, yeah, they aren't better than Taxi Driver or The Godfather Part 2, that's for sure. Okay, this movie right here, Children of Men. Is that what's next? No, it's not what's next. I got ahead of myself. All right. Spy Family Code White. This is one of those like there's an anime and then they just do an unrelated movie to the anime, and I mean it was alright. Personally, I would probably put it above Gran Turismo. I don't think it was better than the Made in Abyss movie, but I don't think it was worse than. I think Inside Out and Made in Abyss were better, and I think these two movies were worse. So that's my idea. But if you've watched the anime Spy Family and you like it, then you're going to enjoy Spy Family, the TV show. What? If you enjoy the TV show, you're gonna like the movie. It does everything the TV show does, but just in a movie format. You get to see Yor and I can't think of the dude. Twilight. You get to see the Anya and all them do their things, and the Frankie and the dog. You get to see all that. So again, if you like Spy Family, you'll enjoy the movie, but it's not like a 10 out of 10, but it is a fun time. Okay, we already did Harry Potter, we did Scarface. Now we're on to Children of Men. Okay, Children of Men caught me completely by surprise because I had no idea what it was about, but I'm not trolling. This is the inspiration of Last of Us. Like, without this movie, there would have never been a Last of Us because The Last of Us takes so many aspects of this movie and does it in its own way, but there is a lot of those aspects that they take, like an enormous amount. And I love The Last of Us, so it would be like wrong of me to say I didn't like this movie because yeah, it's insanely good in my opinion. I really enjoyed it, and there was some like whoa moments, like shocking stuff happens, and that's my favorite. So I definitely would put it pretty high, but man, just the vibe of this movie. I don't even want to spoil it, but if you like The Last of Us at all, you will enjoy Children of Men, no doubt. It is just as good. It is a great movie. And I think with that said, it's going to have to go. Honestly, I have a lot of recency bias with this movie because I watched it in December, but I did just enjoy it so much, even more so than like Oppenheimer. Here's what I'll do. I'll move this here, and I think Oppenheimer's got to go down a couple spots, and then move Grave of Fireflies. No, Howls Moving Castle. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So if you like The Last of Us, watch Children of Men. You'll get like a DLC to the TV show or to the game. That's completely unrelated, and it's kind of like a spin-off fanfic. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, what's next? Your Name, it's already ranked. True Romance. All right, so a little fun fact about this movie. Quentin Tarantino, one of my favorite directors or screenwriters, he wanted to get his first movie made, but I guess he didn't have the funds or investment, so he actually couldn't. So he sold the script of True Romance to another director, and that was his like first movie that was published, but he didn't direct it or produce it. He just wrote it. And I'm gonna be honest, it felt like the writing felt exactly like a Tarantino movie, and Anthony Soprano's in there. I like out of nowhere, it caught me so off guard. Um, yeah, he just shows up in the movie. Looks the exact same as he does in Tony Soprano. In The Sopranos, I mean. And it's a violent movie. It's a action movie. It is like if it's everything Tarantino, not by Tarantino, director wise. Where would I put it though? I think it's better than Reservoir Dogs for sure. It's definitely going into They Are Cooking. And I watched True Romance back to back. Like I watched that movie, and then the next day I watched Children of Men, and then the next day I watched True Romance. And man, True Romance is so good. I don't know. I don't think it's better than Oppenheimer, but I do think it's better than everything before it. As well, I watched Children of Men, and then like the same night, I watched both of these movies with my mom, Children of Men and Your Name, which was pretty fun, added to the experience. I also watched Scarface with my mom, True Romance with my mom. Here, I have the list. You can get all the ones I watched with my mom. I watched the movies Seven, Interstellar, Whiplash, True Romance, Your Name, Children of Men, Scarface with my mother, and we did enjoy most of those movies. But let's continue. Where were we at? I did Harry Potter 2, Whiplash. Ooh, Whiplash is a hood classic. Let me tell you, everybody hypes it up, and for good reason. This movie's about like ambition, and when it goes too far, and more stuff than I could say. It is like a deep movie. It is really good too, just like on face value. But like if you look into it in like a symbolic and metaphorical way, there's probably so much you could get out of it. Right, you could probably like tons of essays on it. It's such a good movie, and his final performance at the end of the movie is jaw dropping. And with all that said, it has to be a They Are Cooking. Um, um, I'm trying to think if I want to drop all of these movies down to pretty good stuff. No, I can't do that. Maybe this one. Maybe like something like that. I'll do that. Pretty good stuff. I'm like acting like I'm at the end of the movie, and I'm like in my head re-ranking all the movies. I need to get to the end. Okay, Interstellar already ranked 7. Okay. See, I when it comes to any medium, I really like serial killers and just like the absurdity of someone becoming one and doing the actions of one. And this movie is all about a serial killer. So you would think that I like this is right down my alley, but for some reason it wasn't the masterpiece that I was expecting. because it's by the guy that I'm pretty sure wrote Fight Club and a couple other movies. And I'm not saying it's bad, but it's definitely good stuff for me. Probably top of good stuff, honestly. If I had to put it there, I'd definitely put. Wait, I didn't even rank Whiplash. I'll put Whiplash. Okay, they are cooking's getting way too big. I don't want to rank Whiplash low because of that, but I think Behind a Silent Voice is perfect. Okay, so back to 7. I think that's the top of pretty good stuff, if we're being honest. Maybe Blade Runner could be in front of it. Maybe Blade Runner and then this in front of it, and then, okay. No. Alright, I think that is fair. I like that. Better than the first Harry Potter? No. Better Migration? Maybe it is just good stuff. Or like the far end of this. I would say it's on par with like this part of the ranking. I'll put it ahead of Twisters. All right. Now we got Forrest Gump, all-time classic, and say what you want about the story, the plot, the characters. This movie is hilarious, dude. It is actually so funny. I just love in this movie how he is just constantly doing like he goes from like a ping pong champ to this to that to this to that to this, and he's just like I don't even know how to word it, but it's just so funny. I love that he spends like the first half of the movie on a bench just explaining his life. It's just such a movie, man. Um, can't believe it was the first time I ever watched it. It was so recent, but yeah, it has to be ranked pretty highly here. All right, well, I'm gonna use the Truman Show as my like what's it called? My controlled unit. Um, I definitely enjoyed it more. Actually, I feel like it's perfectly on par with Inglorious Bastards. Then again, I feel like this movie is better than all three of these, and maybe even better than like. Nah, it is where it's at. All right, look back. This is an anime that is adapted from a manga made by the creator of Chainsaw Man, and I actually own the one-shot manga of this. I have for a long time, and I had read it through before, so I knew the whole movie's plot and everything that was going to happen in it beforehand. So it kind of took it away from it. But seeing it being put to animation and look as good as it did, it did look great. It's a very charming movie, an emotional movie. Um, there's a lot you can say about this movie. I liked it. Initially, I ranked it a 9. I ranked it pretty high, but I'm back at the Truman Show, and I'm thinking it's gonna go below. Honestly, mm, maybe ahead of all the Harry Potters. It's only an hour long as well, which kind of helps. Um, actually, with Migration, that's perfect. I think I'd put Inside Out. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. All right, next we got Old Boy. This is another South Korean movie, and man, I loved this movie from start to the almost end, and then the end really confused me. So take from that what you will. I initially ranked it a 7.5, and I know I docked a lot of points for that ending. And compared to all these other movies, okay, I want to try to explain the plot a little bit because it's pretty interesting. Need a sip of water. Okay, so Old Boy, this guy gets basically took hostage for like 10 years, and he's trapped in this like hotel room, and it's left up to him to get out. Well, there's I'm kind of almost spoiling it, but a guy's locked in a room for 10 years, and the sole thing on his mind is revenge. And that alone really intrigued me, so I'll leave you with that. But I'll put Old Boy at. I'm thinking. The Truman Show. So where I'm going back to every time. I did enjoy it more than The Truman Show. And less than all the movies in front of it. I did enjoy it more than. It's so hard. I keep saying it. I look at the Harry Potters as a whole thing and not like individual movies, but I think Ahead of the Truman Show is a healthy spot. And I can't believe the Lego movie. This was my first time watching it. Oh, I got ahead of myself. Next up, we got the Wild Robot. This movie could easily be at the absolute favorites. This movie is insane. It's the thumbnail of this It's the thumbnail of this stream. It is like such a pretty movie. The themes, the characters, like the three little the band of three that they have, and like the relationships between them, and like the community around them and how their relationships change throughout the movie. Oh, it's so good. And don't even get me started on how beautiful the movie is as itself. But it's basically about a robot finding a little duckling or whatever it's called in the wild, and the robot wants to fill task, and it ends up filling the task of becoming a mother and raising this duckling, and it is a phenomenal movie. And I'm gonna have to place it behind or ahead. I'm gonna have to place it in They Are Cooking. I want to put it just at the top, honestly. I'm gonna do it. It's so good. I'm gonna have to. Yeah. Okay. I'm looking through it. I kind of agree with a lot of these. The Lego movies. Back to what I was saying. I can't believe I never watched this, but this movie was so good, and there's like a lot of like kind of adult themes you could look into, and like maybe kind of get a lot more out of this movie than a kid did. But yeah, it was sick. Um, I really like this movie, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. Where would I rank it? Hmm. There's so much recency bias with like these last 10 or so, because this was like over the course of a year, all of these movies, and then like the Wild Robot, I literally watched it Christmas days, so it's like that was super recent. Like give it a couple months, and would it be behind Everything Everywhere at Once? Maybe, or Howl's Moving Castle, or like it could move far down the list. I don't know, but since I watched it, it's grown on me more, so I doubt it. It might grow higher on the list, to be honest. But the Lego movie, I think it fits in with that Migration Inside Out pair really well. Um, all right, let me see. Would I watch any of these movies above it? I would really watch the Harry Potters again. I think it's gonna be in front of Look Back for me. A really fun movie, even for an adult or a kid. Great movie. All right. Um. Oh my God. Wait, how did I miss The Pursuit of Happyness? Let's find what I ranked it. How did I do that though? Um, The Pursuit of Happyness. I rated a 6.5. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really enjoy the movie too much. I'm how do we phrase this? I mean, if you look at like the top movies, there's like Perfect Blue, there's Children of Men, there's Grave of Fireflies, Scarface, Interstellar, Parasite. These are all like emotional and sad ways, and like kind of like shocking and sad. And that's the exact opposite with The Pursuit of Happyness. It's a good feeling movie, and I can see how it's a good movie, but it's not a good movie for me. I still think it might be the top of good stuff though. It's definitely no meh. It's definitely no meh. Put it at the top of good stuff. And I feel like that's very fair. Actually, Talladega Nights, Ricky Bobby. I don't know. I did enjoy it a lot more. Okay, I think around the done around the twisters, yeah. I got about the same amount of enjoyment out of both of those movies, and I just kind of disagree with a lot of the what would it be like the what the authors was trying to portray. I just kind of disagree with a lot of that. All right, and this movie is absolute depression the whole way through. So with what I just said, you would think that it's going to be at the top of the list. And what did I initially rank it? A 7. Um, The Road. It is actually this is a movie that's made by. So there's an author who wrote a book called No Country for Old Men, and that same author wrote The Road. And it's got that same kind of like melodramatic, like intense vibes and just end of the world. It's like a realistic portrayal of an end of the world situation where everything sucks and it's hard to find happiness, hard to find food, hard to live, and all the while you have a child with you, and it is just heartbreaking movie. Yeah, it is a one of a kind. I've never seen a movie portray end of the world stuff as it did. So I think that I would rank it. I'm trying to think. It's either They Are Cooking or Pretty Good Stuff. They Are Cooking or Pretty Good Stuff. Mm. All right. I enjoyed it more than. Honestly, I feel like it fits perfectly in terms of like the feeling watching next to Taxi Driver, but is that a fair representation of it? I don't know. Honestly, it could be top of good stuff. I think that'd be fair. I think it's better than Talladega, Paul, Iron Man, Joker, Harry Potter 4. That's debatable. Midway though, yeah. Dunkirk, yeah. Knives Out, Batman, yeah. I would stick with that. And wow, there we are. Let me go back through this and see if I would change anything. But I do want to show y'all what it would be if I could just put all my favorites up there. The Wild Robot is going up there. So is Perfect Blue, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Grave of Fireflies, and Children of Old Men. Those are probably like my top 10 right now. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that is my top 10 right now. Um, Honestly, the 10 is so clean, I might just leave it like that and rank it accordingly. So it's recency bias, but my favorite movie, if you had to ask me right now, would be Parasite. I'd put Interstellar next, Pulp Fiction. I put Scarface ahead of it, and then Your Name is better than The Wild Robot to me. Perfect Blue. Okay, Everything Everyone Wants to come up a little bit. Maybe ahead of Scarface. Um, it's hard though, cause like these two movies I've seen like multiple times, and like The Wild Robot, Your Name, Scarface I haven't seen multiple times, so they kind of get an advantage. Um, I'm gonna move. I feel bad for any of these that gets the 10th spot, but is this how I would rank it? All right, let's see. Parasite, Interstellar. That just feels wrong. Pulp Fiction. Yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna put Scarface a little bit more down because that's so much recency bias. I don't know if it'll hold the same. It probably will, but I'm gonna dock it for some recency bias just because I want Your Name to be higher. I love Your Name. It's such a good movie. The Wild Robot. Said all I wanted to about that. Um, I think that is my absolute favorites. I do think that these movies are ranked up and down accordingly and left to right accordingly. So there we have it. That's epic. Wait, no, let's do this. We'll zoom in. There you go. There we have it. Oh, those are all of the favorites. Well, I wrap that up. I'm going to wrap this up. If you enjoyed, I appreciate it, and hopefully there's a movie in here you can find and enjoy to watch. Hopefully I put someone on one of these movies at least. But yeah, we'll catch you later, gang.